Hey everyone, so today I'm talking about tensors, dude. Tensors, what? When was the last time you've seen tensors at the skate park? On someone's board? In a magazine? Maybe like Day One Song and Ronnie Mullen or so. But no one really skates them, I feel like, and there's no really good reviews on these trucks. So that's why I kind of want to give a review today. I have a lot of insight on, what do some people look for in a truck, and I can definitely help out with that. I'm gonna go through every single detail I know about this truck, and for $60, you will be buying the lightest truck, and for good reason or bad reason, up to you. But yeah, let's take a look. So I'm gonna get started with the weight. The weight is the biggest selling point. These are the lightest trucks. In fact, they're so light that when I hit my shins off doing a flip trick, I don't really get hurt as much, which I like. I actually like that. I like that there's not much mass smashing into your shin, when you mess up your three flip or whatever trick you're trying to do, right? So that is nice. In order to get there, they are using what I believe is magnesium. I mean, hence the name Maglight. But magnesium is kind of a material that is kind of iffy, I'd imagine. It is very light, very similar to the properties of aluminum. But magnesium does degrade over time. So do you want such a high impact component made out of magnesium? I don't know if the fatigue properties are there for magnesium. I don't know. But what I can say is that it is light. I definitely don't think you should be skating this truck for an extended period of time. I think that's why people break their trucks after a while, like right here, for example, where the material starts to thin out, because they're just going past the life cycle of the material. But I'm not really convinced it's magnesium. That's very expensive. So maybe it's a magnesium aluminum blend. Maybe it's aluminum. I don't know. Hard to really say. I don't really care, honestly. They are the lightest trucks, so however they get there, kudos. I haven't broken them yet, so we'll see. But another feature to make it light is the axle. As you can see there, it goes all the way through with the hole. Same with the kingpin. There's a hole. Yeah, that's what makes them pretty light. So yeah, these are casted, fully casted. So I want to keep that in mind. A casted truck, in terms of its manufacturing process, is in theory weaker because of the grain structure of the metal. And you could tell these are casted just by the base plate. Maybe hard to tell, actually, but they are casted. In fact, you can probably find some videos about the casting process of these trucks, and that's kind of how they work aluminum. When you have like a Thunder, these are forged, casted as well, but sometimes they're forged, and that's what gives it its strength. Whereas something like this, you're not going to get that strength. So doing big drops and stuff may break the truck. I don't know. I am not a big gap skater. I'm kind of old now, so I don't know. I don't really want to be doing that anymore. So yeah. Anyway, let's get started on the geometry of the truck. So the geometry is very, very low, as you can see. Yeah, lower than a Venture. And I've been skating for Ventures for a long time, and I've always liked the low truck. It's just, I don't know why. I suck at popping my tails, I guess, and that's why I like low trucks. I don't know. But yeah, these are very low. And it's definitely interesting because you don't want, I don't know, it depends on what kind of skater you are. If you're a flat skater, they're amazing. If you want to ollie really, really high, maybe these aren't the best because you can't get much angle on the board to scoop up on. I don't know. But definitely the fact they're low and lightweight is really nice. I mean, I'm skating on this quasi mother deck, and it's pretty good combo, I gotta say. The manuals feel good, the flip tricks feel good, everything feels great. So it's nice. So yeah, another thing too is that the geometry of the base plates, you can see this material that's used to stick out. This helps the grinds a lot. So, Tensors back in the day used to have those funny like inserts right here. That's what they were known for. Actually, that's always why I wanted a Tensor, but I couldn't afford it. So anyway, this is just as good enough or better. It doesn't fall out, that's a nice thing. It's all kind of one piece. Thing about a Thunder, excuse me, is it doesn't have that material, see? So definitely my wheels would catch up on slides and stuff like that. So yeah, another thing about the geometry is that they are low, and that's a problem with wheels. So these are 52 millimeter pig wheels, and these are like the biggest I'll skate. You cannot skate anything bigger. You're gonna wheel bite like mad, and heck, when I got them brand new, I was wheel biting all over the place. In fact, the paint was like wearing out like on the wheels. The weirdest thing because I wasn't used to it, and they were really loose when I got them. So I don't like skating too loose of a truck, but I like them loose for sure still. So it's definitely a learning curve, but it helps, with how stable these trucks are because they're really low, you're not going to be rocking around everywhere because you're going to have that low center of gravity, which is really, really nice. So yeah. One thing I want to mention as well is the kingpin clearance. So kingpin clearance, Very similar to Adventure, actually. Let me kind of put that up. See, it doesn't really poke out until you really give it some angle there. Right about there, you can start seeing the kingpin. So Smith grinds, very similar to Adventure. We're gonna have to grind out that kingpin once you set it in terms of tension for yourself. Figure out where you want to set this nut and then grind it down, I suppose. For Smith's feebles and stuff like that. But yeah, it's similar to Adventure, so it didn't bother me at all, actually. I didn't really do my Smiths on it yet. I mean, I have some Smith action, but not enough to really give a good, honest review on most ledges. So, yeah. Well, how do these trucks grind now that I'm on the topic? They grind really, really well. Because of the material just kind of like scrapes off, and that's why they wear out so fast. I mean, these trucks, look how worn out they are already. I mean, this is only like 2 weeks of skating, maybe a week and a half. And it's like, wow, I'm shocked how worn out they are. But that's just the nature of the material. It's gonna happen, and it's okay because these trucks are not made to last for a long time. So, yeah, you just want to skate them hard, have fun with it, and get a new pair if you could afford it. That is. So, yeah. When you first get these trucks, you're gonna notice these grind really, really well and almost scary well. Almost if it's like you're skating on wax. It's like insanely slippery. So be careful. You definitely wear them in on like a crusty ledge or something like that. You don't want to hurt yourself because they are slippery. But once you break them in, they grind actually really well. I love how these grind actually. One of my favorite grinding trucks. I really gotta say, it's true. And I mainly say this because I like grinding on crusty ledges, and these grinding those ledges very, very well. So that's definitely a big benefit. Lastly, I'm talking about just turning geometry. Do these trucks turn? When I first got these trucks, they didn't feel like they turned. I gotta be honest with you, because well, the bushings were not broken in, and I never ridden a truck like this before, this low, and this light with this geometry. Tensor's always had weird geometry because they're made for more technical skating, and you can definitely tell with the turning style of this truck. These trucks do turn, but they don't turn as much as a Thunder, not as much as an Adventure because of how low they are. I mean, a low geometry is going to restrict you from turning compared to a Thunder. You can see the height difference, You're not going to be able, I don't know if you can really tell, but you can see that you're not going to be able to turn as much. You're just going to wheel bite, And so they definitely implement that geometry into the truck like this to where it kind of stops out at a certain point, which is kind of strange. You think, well, it's not turning. Like, why am I leaning over and it just stops? Well, because you don't want it to keep turning. It's just going to wheel bite. So that's kind of how they design these trucks, I believe, with these kind of bushings. It does seem like there's like a stopping point to kind of keep the truck from like over rotating. So yeah, they turn, but they don't turn as much, and that's really okay for me because of like flat ground skating that I do and stuff like that. So that's definitely something to consider. Let's see, if there's anything else I'm forgetting. This is about a 6-minute video, so let's see. Overall, would you buy these? Yeah, if it depends on you actually. I like them. I might buy these again, depending on how much I wear them in. It depends how they age. I don't know how they age because I haven't had. This is the first time owning Tensors, so we'll see. But in terms of geometry, is it worth buying? No. I would recommend Adventure at the end of the day, especially if you're low on the money. So if you want to buy something a lot cheaper than this, half the price almost, get Adventure. I think Ventures are definitely a good alternative to Tensors. I really do. I know they're different companies, but in terms of like the most similar truck I could think of, definitely Adventure. So yeah, I hope this helped. If you have any more questions, I'll answer them in the comments. Yeah, let me know what you think. Have you skated Tensors? Are you planning to? I mean, I took the sacrifice, so, and I like them. I actually kind of like them. It just depends on your skating. So, yeah, anyway, have a nice day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.